The Pixel 11 lineup is arriving sometime in August, although Google could still decide to give everyone an early look during its upcoming I/O event. Over the past few weeks, leaks have already revealed a huge amount of information about Google's next flagship phones, and by now we already have a very clear picture of what the company is preparing this year. At first glance, the Pixel 11 series may not look completely different from the current Pixel lineup, and that's because Google is once again sticking with the same overall design language. The company clearly feels comfortable with the current Pixel look, especially the signature camera bar design that instantly makes the phones recognizable. But even though the outside looks familiar, most of the important upgrades are happening internally this year. Google is focusing heavily on display quality, camera improvements, AI features, battery efficiency, connectivity, and overall day-to-day performance. One of the biggest upgrades coming to the Pixel 11 series is the display technology. Google is using Samsung's newer M16 OLED panel across the lineup, and this is expected to be a major improvement over the older M14 panels currently used in devices like the Galaxy S26 and the iPhone 17 series. The new M16 panel brings higher brightness levels while also improving power efficiency at the same time, which is something users will immediately notice in daily use. Colors are also expected to appear more accurate and more natural, helping contents look cleaner and sharper overall. What makes the upgrade even more important is the improved efficiency, because brighter screens usually end up draining more battery, but with the M16 panel, Google is improving both areas together instead of sacrificing one for the other. The bezels on the display are also slightly thinner across the lineup, helping the displays look cleaner and more immersive. It's not a dramatic redesign, but it does make the phones appear more polished overall. Powering the entire Pixel 11 lineup is Google's new Tensor G6 processor built on a 2nm process. This is another major jump for the Pixel series. Google is continuing to push AI as one of the biggest selling points of its phones, and the Tensor G6 is designed heavily around that idea. The new chip improves AI performance significantly, while also bringing better speed and improved battery efficiency compared to older Tensor generations. The smaller 2nm process also helps with that thermal efficiency, which means the phones should handle demanding tasks better while using less power in the background. In addition, Google is also pairing the Tensor G6 with the Titan M3 security system, adding another layer of hardware-level protection to the phone. Another important change this year is connectivity. Google is finally moving away from Exynos modems and switching over to MediaTek's newer M90 modem. This is expected to improve overall signal stability and network reliability during daily use. Previous Pixel devices were often criticized for modem performance, so this change could end up being one of the most important upgrades in the entire lineup, even if it's not the flashiest feature on paper. One of the more unique additions coming to the Pixel 11 lineup is Pixel Glow, which is basically a built-in LED notification system placed directly on the back of the phone. The LEDs support multiple colors like red, green, and blue, while the system itself supports up to 8 different lighting options overall. Different colors can represent different notifications, calls, apps, or alerts, making the system more useful than a standard notification light. Google is also using Gemini AI to make the features smarter and more customizable depending on how the phone is being used. That means the lighting system can adapt based on notifications, routines, or user behavior instead of simply flashing randomly. Moving on, the camera system is also receiving major upgrades across the entire lineup. The standard Pixel 11 and the Pixel 11 Pro Fold are both using a new 50-megapixel camera sensor codenamed Chemosh. Meanwhile, the Pixel 11 Pro and the Pixel 11 Pro XL are getting completely new sensors for both the main and telephoto cameras, bringing even bigger improvements to the higher-end models. The Pixel 11 Pro XL is said to feature a new 64-megapixel telephoto camera for improved zoom quality compared to the previous model. Google has already built a strong reputation for computational photography over the years, so pairing upgraded hardware with Google's image processing could make the Pixel 11 lineup one of the strongest smartphone camera systems this year. Even with all of these upgrades happening internally, the phones themselves still look very familiar externally. Google is once again keeping the horizontal camera bar design, which has basically become the identity of the Pixel lineup at this point. This year, however, the camera section uses a black finish instead of blending directly into the body color of the phone, giving the rear design a slightly different appearance while still keeping the same overall look. The entire Pixel 11 lineup is launching with Android 17 straight out of the box, bringing Google's newest software features immediately on day one. One of the biggest additions is Gemini Intelligence, Google's new AI system designed to handle advanced multi-step tasks automatically for users. Google is clearly pushing Gemini deeper into Android itself instead of keeping it as a separate feature. Android 17 also introduces the ability to create fully customized home screen widgets simply by describing them through Gemini Intelligence and Material Expressive. Instead of manually building widgets piece by piece, users can simply explain what they want and let the system generate it automatically. Other additions like app bubbles and pause point are also included as part of the Android 17 experience. So yeah, that's pretty much everything we know so far about the upcoming Pixel 11 series, at least the important stuff that is leaked up to this point. We're still several months away from the official launch, which means there's still plenty of time for more leaks and new information to show up. And if I missed anything important here, make sure to point it out down in the comments. I'll definitely be covering all the new updates and leaks as they continue to appear, so consider subscribing if you want to stay updated on everything related to the Pixel 11 lineup. Don't forget to turn on post notifications as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.